out of
You
their
and
seats.
I will be getting up, though. I will be standing up.
You for sure will be up.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. They've got Ivica Zubac. Harkless is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George, and it's Beverly in at the point. And for the Thunder, Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Chris Paul is out there with Gilgeous-Alexander, and it's Ferguson in at the 3, the small forward. Leonard, Zubac trying to break loose, and Leonard gets it to go.
The strength and that body that Kawhi has, he finishes through contact as well as anyone in the league.
Paul passes to Adams. And George gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Los Angeles on D. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Kicks it out to Paul. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over Beverly. And it's Paul missing. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. And George with the stuff.
You know, a lot of times we talk about good passing, but accurate passing is a huge quality of a good pass, and Leonard did it there.
Here's Paul. Sinks the 15-footer.
And he's not going to miss many of those, especially that wide open.
No, he's automatic from the mid-range, and the defense knows that. It's a mistake to give up a shot like that.
Outside Leonard. A three-pointer off the mark. Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's tightly guarded. Beverly against Paul. Beverly, the pass to Leonard. Adams against Zubac.
That is a product of pure effort, guys.
I agree, and that's nothing new coming from him, GA. He loves going to work on the rebounding, going to work on the boards.
Stick with fundamentals there. Shot goes up, box out, or he'll destroy you.
Adams dishes to Paul, and it's Gilgeous-Alexander in the corner. Kicks it out to Paul. Over Beverly. Paul can't get it to go.
Well, that's the only way to take him out of his comfort zone from that range. Get right up in the jersey, force him off the spot.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Adams, the pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Second shot opportunity, and it's good on the layup.
And Gilgeous-Alexander is such a tough cover for opposing guards, especially at his size.
George looking over the floor. Shoots over Gilgeous-Alexander. Again, Los Angeles.
Now, that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
And the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Now here's Adams. He had 10 points in the win against Phoenix.
He also had 2 blocks that really impacted that game, guys. He really made his presence known.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Outside, George. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Now here's Leonard. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. Leonard, no luck.
A lot of defenders choose to just back up off of him when he's in that tight, try to avoid the and one, and this time they're not backing off.
He's going to be shaking his head on that one. Knows he missed an easy one.
Yeah, you can't make them all, and you for sure you'll want him taking that kind of shot.
Now here's George. He's coming off a 34-point game against Houston.
Let's us not forget about the work on the glass, Kevin. His effort level was a 10 that night out of 10.
Zubac finds George. That 3 off target had some space there after the little pump fake. And perhaps the most shocking news of the NBA offseason, Greg, the trade of Paul George. Nobody saw that coming.
Took a ransom of draft picks to get him off the Thunder. Kawhi Leonard recruited him to join him on the Clippers, and Paul obliged by demanding a trade. came together quickly and caused a major power shift in the West.
Here's Beverly following the basket by Chris Paul. And Beverly kicks to George. And the Clippers miss again.
Tough to hit that shot when the D is all over you like that.
Here's Ferguson. No points in the game yet for him. Now Gallinari. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. The Clippers in the lead. To the inside. And Mo Harkless, the basket on the assist by Beverly.
Well, it's the golden age of point guards, and Patrick Beverly trying to show that he belongs amongst them. Great awareness on that play.
Ball against Beverly. From 13. That shot off. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. Tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
Yeah, I mean, it's always tough when you've been kind of put back on your heels and you're trying to protect the lead. And then in this case, you lose it. And that's one that they definitely should have won.
Here's Ferguson. Paul George making his last shot. Ferguson, the pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Shot clock at 5. The Thunder with another miss.
Maybe a time to rest him right now. Just give him a bit of a breather. Try to help him get back on track.
Now here's Beverly. He's coming off a 10-point game against Houston.
And he caused major problems with his defense as well. He had 4 steals by the time the game was over.
It's good.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That is his first foul of the game. And Los Angeles with some changes. Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for Zubac. And it's Williams in for Harkless. Beverly against Schroeder. Passes to Gallinari. Over Leonard. Misses off the left iron.
The D giving him that shot, and that's probably not a good idea, but I guess they knew what they were doing that time.
Beverly, the pass to Leonard. Shoots over Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's the Clippers scoring again.
And this is right around the time when one team might start to pull away.
Yeah, this team is looking to add to the lead, trying to put the other team away, and threatening here.
And first time out of the game called for Oklahoma City.
And last season for the Clippers, it was a collection of smaller guys who played big.
They were very effective with those kind of lineups with shorter, very effective offensive players out there. And Lou Williams being a catalyst for what they were doing, coming off the bench and providing a spark. You know, in the 4th quarter, there was always an opportunity for the Clippers, if the game was close, to rely on Lou Williams to get the job done.
For the Thunder, Noel comes in for Gallinari. And Burton subbed in for Gilgeous-Alexander. The Clippers also making some changes. JaMychal Green, he's checked in for George. And Landry Shamet subbed in for Patrick Beverly.
And Schroeder did not even have to think twice about that shot. This young man simply devours these chances inside.
Now, here's Shamet. Defense right on him. Clock at 6. Corner shot. Again, the Clippers.
I just don't think they want him taking that kind of shot again. His teammates are just laughing, shaking their heads there on the bench.
Schroeder passes to Nader. Now, here is Muscala. Now the pass to Noel. To the paint. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Harrell. Here's Leonard. That's in, and that's his 4th basket of the night. He's taken 7 shots, a solid 57%.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up. A little more sense of urgency.
Now, here is Muscala. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Here's Burton. Rebound by Harrell.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Over in the corner, Williams. 3-pointer. Bangs home the trifecta. And the Clippers lead by 14.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Here's Schroeder, and the rejection by Harrell. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. Los Angeles making a switch here. Magruder's checked in. And so it's Williams who brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Off target at the rim.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
And yes, it's good.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
Like tonight, that all the hustle plays have meant so much to this team. Now just sustain some of that energy and keep comfortable.
Here's Shamet. Another one falls for the Clippers.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Well, if there were 4 or 5 boxes to check in terms of the game plan tonight, they might have checked 6. I mean, they're doing everything out there.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. Last time they came together was in Los Angeles, where they fell to the Clippers.
And turnovers were the story for them when they saw each other last. I mean, just a heartbreaking way to lose the game.
With a break in the action, let's take a peek at the real stats, real scores from the real NBA, and the top rebounding teams in the league this season. The Clippers in second.
You know, it's not necessarily a glamour stat, but make no mistake, their top-notch board work has been a huge key to their success.
Now here's Schroeder coming off a solid outing against Phoenix. And here is Noel, 5 to shoot to stop the run. And it's Schroeder missing.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Here's Magruder, still looking for his first bucket in this one. Harrell down low. Noel on him, and the rejection by Noel.
Noel in there to intimidate, and does so there.
Schroeder against Williams. Schroeder passes to Nader. Here's Burton. Pass to Schroeder. Lets the 3 fly. Rebound by the Clippers.
No other way to put it. Just a rough quarter in terms of scoring. He has not been helping at all.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And a huge piece of the Tobias Harris trade last year, Brent. Landry Shamet shows a lot of promise.
Yeah, interesting for Lambo, as they call him, at age 22 out of Wichita State, to come into the league, show his ability to shoot from the three-point line, shot 40% from deep while taking over 4 a game last year, seemed very comfortable in seeking out the line. And the opportunity for him now with the star power around him, a lot more is going to open up for Landry Shamet to be a third or fourth guy on the offensive end to make some major contributions.
The first free throw is good. He's perfect from the line this time.
Really, in 2019, an up and down year and an almost MVP caliber performance from one Paul George. And there were times when they stood out in the Western Conference as possibly the best team and ended up settling for a 6th seed and an exit in the first round.
Noel finds Schroeder. Shoots over Shamet. To end the drought, shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
All right, a chance to look at the stats for Schroeder. Really been a key contributor over the past month, averaging 22 points per, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. And a quality player. I love what he brings to the table at that backup point guard position.
I think coaches appreciate a guy that comes in and knows how to run the offense with some intelligence. That's exactly what he does.
And he makes the first.
With Schroeder, it's all about speed. He just changes direction and shifts into another gear, Kevin. That's where his advantage lies.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. Here's Williams. With an average of around 19.5 points a game, his scoring has been a constant for them. Here's Harrell. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
Yeah, the bully ball tonight has paid dividends. Highly effective down there with the physical play.
Burton. No good on the triple. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Magruder passes to Shamet. Back to Magruder. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
6'4" Magruder out there, comfortable on the inside, had enough room to get that one to go.
Schroeder with the ball. As you can see from his numbers, he's been a key component in their offense. He's averaging almost 18 points a game. Three seconds left. He squares up and sinks it. Schroeder's got 6 points. And so it's Los Angeles, controlling the game and finishing the quarter with a 20-point lead. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Chris Ball talks about the matchups he faces at the point guard.
The toughest position in the NBA night in and night out is the point guard position. You know, every night you look at the board, the coach is pretty much going to say, their team goes as such and such goes. You know what I mean? So that's the toughest part, and that's probably the funnest part, too, because it's competition.
And CP3, one of the most competitive players in the game.
It's an obsession with him, and you can see how hard he gets after it every time he takes the court.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And a comfortable margin here for the Clippers guys.
stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Just a great job, really, of making the game ugly, trying to muck it up a little bit out there.
We've got Dennis Schroeder, and it's Muscala in at the center, locking down the middle. That's the lineup out there for the Thunder. Here's Williams. Doesn't go that time. And the Thunder going the other way now. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
Well, in that one, they just had everything working offensively. It's a lot of fun when you get into that kind of a groove.
Yeah, I love watching that game, and in particular, their demeanor in their destruction in that game.
Changing ends quickly, getting the advantage in numbers and finishing. They've been doing it all night long.
Yeah, their energy level's been amazing. Battery bar still full, hustling and still working hard out there.
Chris Paul, he's checked in for the Thunder.
One shot.
And that one misses. Brent, you know, the moving screen is one of those very difficult judgment calls, isn't it?
It's a tough one, Kevin, but what you look for all the time in replays when you see that call, it's almost like the salsa. I'm looking at the hips and the feet. If the feet are too wide, and Kevin Garnett was the biggest problematic moving screen setter that I ever saw, being 6'11" and spreading out those sticks of his. But
yeah,
if the feet go wider than the shoulder, impossible. And then the hip move as the defender is moving around the screener, just enough of a nudge for him not to be able to catch up.
Yes.
Those are the ones where the referees, I think, are most in tune to in order to blow the whistle.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Lou Williams won Sixth Man of the Year for the third time last season. He joined Kevin McHale and Detlef Schrempf as the only players to win the award in consecutive seasons. And with the most career points ever scored off the bench, maybe they should just name this award after him. Kevin?
David, I'm all for it. Thank you so much. And boy, is he in good company. And there's a whistle. That goes on Landry Shamet. That'll be his second foul of the game. So both teams changing it up here. Here's Schroeder. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on Montrezl Harrell. Greg, last season, Dennis Schroeder transitioning to more of a sixth-man role with the Thunder.
And for his first go at that role, I thought Schroeder looked really good. He's always been able to score and create, and coming off the bench might be the best spot for him.
That's good from Schroeder.
Tremendous amount of excitement around the Clippers right now, and why not? 2 elite players that can play both sides of the floor. They were already talented and scrappy. You just wonder if this group, with some of the additions and subtractions, can come together in the same way that last year's group showed the type of cohesion that a team that wants to perform at elite levels needs to do.
And Brent, over the last few years, the Clippers have had to replace true stars.
Pretty amazing with Chris Paul, DeAndre Jordan, and Blake Griffin not being in Clipper uniforms, how the organization has turned it around in such a short span to have the opportunity that it has in front of them now to go further than what those 3 guys provided for so many years in Los Angeles.
They get the rebound. Here's Paisley. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. For Oklahoma City, they have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts. The first one falls. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander checked in for the Thunder. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line. And the effort never stops with him. No easy shots when he's on the floor.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Man, Gilgeous-Alexander covering. It's deflected. Al Paul. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Phoenix.
Felt like he had a sense in that game that the defense was being over-aggressive, and he tried to take advantage of that. He continually frustrated them throughout the night and got to the free throw line.
On the wing, George. And he can't stop the run as he misses.
Well, if you believe in the numbers, that mid-range shot is not a high-value shot, even with little or no defense on you.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
And what a play! Just snatched out of the air. Credit the block. Inside. Bazley, good.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Outside, George. No good that time. Adams, a nice D.
Not his best night from the field, but looking for other ways and finding them so he can chip in.
Now here's Paul, defended by Harkless. Shot clock at 6. A 3-ball. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Outside, George. 17-foot shot on the way. And Harrell slams it in.
And with the monster finish, he stops an 11-0 run by Oklahoma City.
Pass to Bazley. Back to Paul. Over Beverly. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Harrell's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Now here is George. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. Beverly the pass to Harrell. Paul against Beverly. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. Here's Harkless. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. You take a look at the Clippers. They're holding on to second spot in the conference. A great season for them so far. And checking out Oklahoma City. Right now they're 5 spots below them.
And when you look at the Clippers, gotta be one of the feel-good stories of this NBA season. Not many people were talking about them coming into the start of the year.
No doubt about it. They're one of the top teams everyone's talking about, top to bottom. Everyone in the organization, that means front office, coaches, players, just done an outstanding job this season.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Gallinari's checked in. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Leonard's checked in. Ferguson, the pass to Paul. Here's Ferguson. Knocks it loose. And it's out of bounds. Oklahoma City able to retain possession here. And this is what the schedule looks like for the Los Angeles Clippers. On Saturday, they'll be playing against LaMarcus Aldridge and the San Antonio Spurs. Then on Sunday, they'll be matching up with Chris Paul and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And for the matchup with the Lakers, I think they know how important it is to see how they measure up against the cream of the crop in the West. I'm looking for them to approach it like this is a playoff matchup.
I think Patrick Beverley loves the challenge every night to shut down his man. Takes great pride on the defensive end.
George dishes to Beverley. Three-pointer. It's hauled in by Adams.
Looks like the game plan is they're willing to give him that kind of shot. It worked out for them this time, but if they give it to him again, I bet 3 points are coming, Kevin.
And that's a foul called on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That's his first foul. Noel's checked in for Ferguson. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Montrezl Harrell. Now here's Beverley. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Leonard inside. Gallinari covering. Los Angeles with another miss. And here are the Thunder now, stringing it together. They've got an 11-2 run going. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's his first foul.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Paul looking over the floor. The 10-footer. And the jumper is on the mark. Paul's got 9.
And for Coach Billy Donovan of the Thunder, a lot on the line. In his last year of a 5-year contract with the team, the end result of this team will determine his future with the franchise.
Well, this team has never missed the playoffs under his watch, and the interesting thing with the massive trades that happened in the offseason, how much Billy Donovan gets the opportunity now to teach and coach this group of players.
Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander after Mo Harkless's miss. And the rejection by Zubac. On the wing, George, defended by Paul, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Halfway through the season here, Brent, how do coaching staffs shake things up and keep things fresh over the long 82-game season?
I think coaches who are really smart, Kevin, can be a bit programmable where they're looking ahead at the schedule and saying there are blocks of games here in which we might try to change some of our defensive schemes, maybe over this 10-game stretch or 5-game stretch. Or
to keep things fresh or to...
Yeah, because you can only do it on the mental side. As much as we talk about guys getting rested and sitting out games for maintenance issues and load management and those kind of things, the tweaks that you can make on the floor in terms of a couple of new sets on offense or defensively, let's make this challenge for the next few months, will grow the foundation of what coaching staffs are capable of doing with that team as they go on.
Burton's checked in for Steven Adams. Lou Williams is checked in for the Clippers. So he gets them both.
Makes it pretty tough on the defense. Who you going to pick to send to the free throw line? And he's hitting the free throws right now. Form looks good.
Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's guarded by Williams.
Hate to say it, but if they're still trailing at the final buzzer, a lot of this is going to be felt by him. His shooting tonight has just been atrocious. Can't talk enough about the subtleties in that setup right there. The assist, really the key to that entire sequence.
So here's Gallinari. Clippers able to drain the 3. Fires for 3. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got his 6th rebound on the night. And Beverley kicks to Zubac. And here is Williams. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Greg, I'm just so impressed with the level of finesse and craftiness that Lou Williams always plays with.
And Kevin, you don't stay a perennial 6th Man of the Year candidate at Williams' age without having more than a few tricks up your sleeve. He's so good in tight spaces and can find a way to get a shot up where others just have to kick it out.
First one falls for him.
Well, last season, maybe not a lot talked about with regards to how it is that the Oklahoma City team played defensively. Now, that's coming on the foundation of Paul George on the perimeter, so somebody's going to have to step up in that void. But it was a strength of their team, and we'll see if these other players in these roles can make sure they consistently stay good on that end of the floor.
And Williams drops them both. And Brent, going back to the defense, as the Thunder have lost some of their top scorers, guarding, defending has become a major emphasis.
I think it's an interesting time in Oklahoma City for a lot of teaching to get done with these players who are going to have an opportunity to play minutes they have not played before. They look for length and athleticism and hopefully find some guys that have a defensive upside.
Oh, he had him spinning. He looks like he's dizzy after that crossover.
And stolen by Noel. Gilgeous-Alexander surveying the D.
This is one where the second foul is probably going to cost you some minutes in this game. Well, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was one of the main parts of what the Clippers were able to do last year. A lot of people excited about his potential, and now here in Oklahoma City, one of the rising stars in the NBA.
That's good from Gilgeous-Alexander. And with Gilgeous-Alexander, he did more and more as last season wore on.
Well, interesting part of this trade is I think Sam Presti thinking about the potential of Gilgeous-Alexander and what he can do in Oklahoma City. Had a very, very good season for Doc Rivers as a rookie.
JaMychal Green, he's checked in for George. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Such a long and versatile guard that possesses a very intriguing and exciting skill set. Gilgeous-Alexander, lots of room to grow.
Now here's Leonard. He's coming off a 25-point game against Houston, and it's in there.
What a performance on the offensive end. He's making the defenders pay right now for all of the mistakes they're making.
Schroeder finds Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's Burton, jacks up a three, and it's Shamet with the rebound. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. The Thunder pull it in. Here's Burton. He's been patient so far, nothing on the scoreboard yet. Gallinari up top. He's covered by Leonard. Noel passes to Gallinari. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Schroeder, and the rejection by Leonard.
And that's the thing we know about Leonard. As a defender, on the ball, off the ball, he's rarely out of any play.
1:37 left in the first half of basketball. Schroeder passes to Gallinari. And here is Noel, guarded by Green. Noel down low, working on Zubac. And Noel throws it down.
And the second chance becomes a dunk. We could feel over here.
Yeah, GA, such a good, aggressive play in the paint. Now, here's Shamet. He's coming off a 13-point game against Houston.
Yeah, but he was also a force on the defensive side. 2 block shots and also altered a ton of shots.
5 on the clock. Williams. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And a moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Harrell.
And his scoring numbers have been going in the right direction these past few years. He's gotten better and better at handling what those opposing defenses are throwing his way and finding ways to get his points all over the floor.
And he knocks down the first one.
It's been incredible for this team in Oklahoma City to have the type of success and sustained success under general manager Sam Presti, a playoff team in 10 of their 12 seasons in Oklahoma City.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Magruder's checked in. And both free throws good for Lou Williams.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
There's 48 seconds left in the first half. Muscala finds Schroeder. Nailed from three-point land. Schroeder's got 15.
That basket must be widening out right now, Kevin. He's making almost every shot he's putting up this quarter.
Now, here's Shamet. He's guarded closely. He dishes it to Leonard. Gallinari with the rebound. Thunder trailing by 15. From deep three-point range, and that one released in time, but no good.
Nice job, Magruder, just getting in there and contesting that one.
And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Kawhi, you have grown so much offensively throughout your career. What's the focus at that end of the floor?
Just knocking down open shots, my ball handling, making good decisions off the pick and roll, and just try to limit my turnovers.
And you've done well so far, Kawhi. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Let's talk about that first half. The story early on was Kawhi Leonard, who was on fire. He had 10 points and 1 assist. And taking a look at the Clippers, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Well, we can't look past the huge contribution their benches provided. They've got this lead mainly because of the injection of energy and offense that they got from their reserves. That's what a coach wants to see. I'm guessing the minutes will be spread out a little bit in the second half.
And big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Thunder.
Well, first of all, as cold as they've been from the floor, I can't say I'm surprised by the score. You cannot shoot the ball that poorly and expect to be in the game, man. They need better ball movement. If their offense stays this stagnant, they can forget about a comeback.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take it down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. One guy who's been getting it done is Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
And it's the Thunder with the ball. 15-point game. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. So for the Clippers right now, they've got Paul George. Harkless is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Beverly in at the 1 spot. Well, last season, a bit of a renaissance for Gallinari.
And the way Gallinari stepped up last season, Kevin, was a big reason the Clippers were as strong as they were. Now, on the other side of 30, he's been playing some of his best basketball here of late.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Gallinari. Brett, so many guys are now shooting from well beyond the arc. Who do you think has the deepest range in the league?
I think Steph Curry has the most consistent, deepest range.
Lillard is in that category.
Lillard is in there, and of course, last year's playoff win will never go away in terms of what a great memory that was. Trae Young is now entering that category, Kevin.
Yeah,
I mean, we saw that
right
at the end of last year. His fearlessness in pulling up from just about anywhere has been pretty remarkable. And to that, I will add one Brook Lopez, who has found his way well beyond the three-point line.
He's a whole nother conversation.
We'll talk about him later.
We'll do that. Now here's Paul. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go. Paul kicks to Ferguson. Clock at 4. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. Paul with the 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Zubac has got 7 rebounds in the game. Thunder trailing by 13. And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Passes it to Gallinari. Over Harkless. And it's Gallinari missing.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Especially if you're a player that doesn't get a lot of shot attempts. But otherwise, the mindset is, I just got to get the next one to go. And you don't want to put that much pressure on yourself.
Here's Paul after the Clippers pick up 2. Back to Adams. And the rejection by Zubac. Clippers leading by 15. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, for the last 5 years, the Golden State Warriors have been the colossus that stood over the NBA. There were thoughts that most teams were not willing to do things to be competitive, knowing that they could not beat the Splash Brothers, Draymond Green, and then Kevin Durant. But the Warriors lost to the Raptors in the finals last year, combined with the injuries to Durant and Klay Thompson, have opened things up. And for the first time in a long time, there are any number of teams in this league that believe it's their time.
Probably so. The West is strengthened. There's no doubt, DA. Interesting matchups coming up for sure. Thank you. Now here's Paul. 11 points in the game. Just 5 to shoot. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Well, the motor right now for Steven Adams is humming on the glass, getting after it.
Beverly against Paul. Beverly, the pass to Leonard. Lots of room. And the Clippers miss again.
Ooh, this is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker room.
Gilgeous-Alexander kicks to Adams. Paul with the ball. Steady offensive output from him, averaging more than 16 points a game. Shoots it up. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. And let's take a quick look at the point guards this year, racking up the most steals per game. 5th on the list, Chris Paul.
And with these guys, they are always going to give you an equally outstanding effort at both ends of the floor. I mean, it takes very aggressive defense to put up steal numbers like that.
Well, proactive style of defense is one thing, but using your smarts is another. They've got great anticipation of where that ball is going on any given play. They've read the scouting report.
Harrell, he's checked in for Zubac. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. And that one's good. Beverly. Thunder trailing by 13. It's off his foot. And it's being called a kickball. Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Paul. Here's Bazley. Just 5 on the clock. Back to Paul. The 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. Paul's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well, that equals his 3-point total from the first half. He had 1 before the break, and that's his first 3 of this half.
Now, here's George. He has 6, and it's good, 2 points.
Well, when Paul George has that kind of length and then has the high release point that he does, very few people are going to get to it to block a mid-range jumper like that.
Here's Paul. He's got 14. The pass to Ferguson. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Ferguson's got it back down to within single digits for the Thunder. Pass to Beverly. Outside Leonard. Pass to Harrell. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Back to Harkless. Outside Leonard. Here's Harrell. The rebound by Steven Adams. Adams has got double-digit rebounds now in the game.
And thinking back to last postseason, the Clippers did not back down to the Warriors at all.
Well, LA was a much more physical team. I think they knew going in that the only way that they had a shot was to be disruptive, and they brought that on both ends of the floor, and that was going against a healthy Kevin Durant at the time. They took 2 games last year in that series, and the way in which they played, that spirit might have caught the attention of one Paul George and one Kawhi Leonard.
Now here's Harrell. He's got 6. That one falls. Harrell's got 8 points.
Harrell will do whatever it takes to grab some of those buckets down low.
Now Gilgeous-Alexander. Adams trying to free himself up. Gilgeous-Alexander, good. Gilgeous-Alexander's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go. Now here's Beverly. He's got 9. Down low, it's deflected. Baisley passes to Paul. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. I'll grade the Clippers signing of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, the grand finale of the wildest summer in NBA free agent history.
A ton of big moves. You think of the star players who've changed teams, 1/3 of the league's all-NBA selections, and 5 out of 10 of the reigning all-star starters. In the end, we saw 7 players who've changed teams, signing for over $100 million each. Put that in perspective, only 8 players had ever done that in league history.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. Good on both.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
And it's Williams with the ball for the Clippers. 22 is their biggest lead. They're off to San Antonio after this game, bringing their show to the AT&T Center. That'll be game 2 of 4 straight on the road.
Although he's a little bit smaller, Lou Williams does not deter himself from getting inside and scoring over the top of the trees.
Schroeder outside. Missed inside.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
Shot's good by Williams.
Well, you got to honor Lou Williams' shot from deep, especially if he's got other things going offensively. Has a great feel for when to pull the trigger.
Now here's Paul. 14 points for him. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That's on Lou Williams. And you watch Dennis Schroeder, you can see how deadly Brent he can be when he's locked in.
Well, he accepted the role in Oklahoma City about coming off the bench and trying to be a spark plug. For Schroeder, it's really about consistency, Kevin.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. Green, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Rodney McGruder comes in for George. Schroeder hits them both. Clippers leading by 10. Mann passes to Harrell. Passes it to Magruder. Outside Williams. 6 to shoot. And the shot goes in. Williams has got 7 points for the quarter.
Lou Williams is got it going. Look out.
Green against Schroeder. High arcing shot. That shot missing. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Here's Magruder. And Green now, top of the key. There's the pass to Williams. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. And here's Schroeder. He's got 17, and it's good for 2.
Making the defense look silly right there. Sick handles. As a result, court opens up, and he converts the easy one.
Pass to Harrell. Floats it up there for Harrell, and stolen by Noel. Burton, the pass to Muscala. Over Harrell. And it's the Clippers with the rebound.
And I'm not sure that is a shot that he should be taking.
No, he should know better. He knows that's not his game, which is why we don't see him take that shot often. Yeah, undersized guys with athleticism do these kind of things, playing above the rim. Love to see him get up like that.
Now here's Noel. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Shot is good, and the Los Angeles leads cut to just 11 on the basket from Nader.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Here's Williams, and the rejection by Noel. Here's Nader. 5 points in the game. There's the dish to Noel. Pass to Nader. Lets it go from the wing. And again, it's Oklahoma City. Los Angeles leading by 9. Williams with the ball. 16 points for him. There's 1:54 left to play here in the third. And the rejection by Noel. Nader the pass to Burton. Lets it go from 14. The Clippers grab the miss. Harrell's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Mann passes to Green. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. And the Clippers lead by 11.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Here's Nader. He's got 7. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. This is his first free throw of the game.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops for the Thunder. Alinari, he's checked in for Nerlens Noel. And Terrence Ferguson subbed in for Burton. And the Clippers making a change here. And so he makes both from the line. Los Angeles leading by 9. 1:03 left in the third quarter. Pass to Harrell. The shot. Makes that one his 6th of the night, shooting a very healthy 6 for 9.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
The pass to Gallinari. Back to Schroeder. Fires from deep. Sinks the three-pointer. Schroeder's got 7 points here in this quarter.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Yeah, pretty infectious right here. Guys in good spirits, and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
Harrell. And the rebound goes to the Thunder.
He's so good at getting to the rim. Maybe tries to get a little bit too cute with that one. I thought he'd lay it straight up and in.
Schroeder against Williams. Now Schroeder. From deep. Misses there.
Like to see when an offensive player takes some pride in the defensive play. Nice job by Lou Williams sticking to his man there.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Clippers ahead, up 10. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmakers, as we know, Greg, is peripheral vision.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. We've got Gallinari, Ferguson out there with Dennis Schroeder. Then it's Mike Muscala, and it's Nader in at the small forward. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. Now here's Williams. Shoots over Schroeder. Williams' shot is off. Williams against Schroeder. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Schroeder finds some deceptive ways to make you foul him. Someone who can nail some shots despite getting hit on the way up.
Well, last season, Terrence Ferguson was a starter for the Thunder, and Brent, he made some improvements in his second season.
Yeah, this is another guy for this team that they're just trying to find not just consistent minutes, but consistency in his play.
And the Thunder making a change here. Adams checked in.
One shot.
That's good from Schroeder. Now here's Williams. Pass to Zubac. And here is Harkless. Outside Williams. For the 3. Gallinari with the rebound. Thunder trailing by 7. Kicks it to Adams. Can't hit that one. Great D that time from Harrell. Shamet the pass to Williams. That doesn't go, but he's 5 for 11. The Thunder shooting a lackluster 38% for the game, struggling so far. The Thunder with another miss.
He loved to make them pay for giving up that wide open jumper, just unable to do so.
Shamet the pass to Zubac. On the wing, Williams. Back to Zubac. Shot clock at 5. The shot by Harkless, no good.
How about the timing he shows there to challenge that shot?
Yeah, not easy to do there, and that's a guy that you can tell takes every possession defensively very seriously.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander checked in for Oklahoma City. The Clippers also making some changes. Leonard comes in for Montrezl Harrell, and it's Patrick Beverley in for Lou Williams. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this fourth quarter. To the middle. That's good from Gallinari on the assist by Schroeder.
And trust me, Dennis Schroeder would love to score the basketball, but his ability to set up his teammates is also effective.
Gilgeous-Alexander with the steal. For the finish. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
Execution with pace. That's a bad turnover that simply was telegraphed.
Good on the shot.
That's Kawhi pushing the action all by himself there, attacking inside and starting to take charge.
Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Adams. Schroeder against Beverly. Here's Ferguson. Shot clock at 6. Poked loose. Leonard with the steal. And pushing it up. Here's the Clippers. Yep, it counts.
Stellar anticipation by Leonard to create the fast break opportunity. That's why he's a perennial Defensive Player of the Year candidate.
Now here's Schroeder. Adams outside. Gallinari surveying the D. It's blocked. And here's Leonard. Pass to Shamet. Gilgeous-Alexander pulls it in. Gilgeous-Alexander's got rebound number 5 here tonight. A nice shot by Gallinari.
And after a scoreless first half, you're starting to see signs of life here in the second.
Clippers leading by 5. And Beverly kicks to Shamet. Passes it to Zubac. Shoots over Adams. No good from Zubac. The Thunder have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's his 3rd foul of the game. And the Thunder making a switch here. Paul's checked in. George is checked in for Los Angeles. And so it's Oklahoma City with it. Here in the fourth, they've allowed just 4 points. Gilgeous-Alexander with it. Back to Paul. The 3. The Thunder with another miss. Clippers have gone just 2 of 8 in this fourth quarter. The final quarter not treating them well so far. George passes to Zubac. Beverly with the ball. Now guarded by Gallinari. Here's Leonard. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. Well, you knew that Kawhi Leonard would be a huge name in the free agency market last summer, especially after winning his 2nd Finals MVP.
And Kawhi let the pieces fall before making his decision. Was the last major free agent to choose where he was going to play. Ended up shaking up the NBA in the process by joining the Clippers.
Free throw drops for Leonard. And even though he's been nagged by injury for a few years, Brent, Kawhi is still a top 2A threat when he's healthy.
Well, the fact that Kawhi Leonard could move on from San Antonio, get to that Toronto team that needed just an extra push to do something in the Eastern Conference, especially with the absence of LeBron James. Kawhi Leonard absolutely dominated last year's playoffs and took Toronto to a championship. And now, for the first time, he's had the choice to continue his career somewhere. He's going to do that back home in Los Angeles for the Clippers.
Now, here is Gallinari. Clock at 6. Back to Adams. There's the 3. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. George has got his 4th rebound in this one. Got a hand on it. Here's Ferguson. Feeds it to Paul. That's tipped. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. George has got the ball. Here's Beverly. It's hauled in by Adams. Thunder trailing by 7. Here's Ferguson. The pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Paul. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Offline with his three.
It wouldn't surprise me to see him find his touch and still be a factor. Don't count them out yet.
That doesn't go either for George.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
Pass to Paul. Adams with it. Over Harkless. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. Leonard against Paul. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
With those long arms and with the high release point, Leonard is practically daring you to foul him.
That free throw good from Leonard.
The wingspan and the timing that Kawhi Leonard has is really remarkable. He utilizes those strengths to dominate both ends of an NBA floor.
Both free throws good from Kawhi Leonard.
And just a better job of getting to the line here in the second half. Didn't get there once in the first.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
They get a hand on it. Paul George with the steal. Passes it to Beverly. Down low. And Harkless slams it in.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
And the gamble paying off.
Now here's Paul. And the pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. 5 to shoot. Over Harkless. Gilgeous-Alexander can't get it to go. To the inside. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
That's good from Harkless.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
And so it's Paul bringing it up for Oklahoma City. They trail by 14. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
And the defense has not provided any threat to stop him out there, so it should come to no surprise that he continues to attack the basket.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kawhi Leonard.
And to me, the best part of his game has been the work he's done inside. I mean, slashing, driving the lane, attacking the basket at every chance. When he's had an opening, he's taken it.
And this is exactly what a star player is supposed to do. Coming off a loss, he made sure they weren't going to make it 2 in a row. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Billy Donovan's huddle with his team. He got on him. He said he's got to see more intensity. He said we put ourselves in this hole, and we've got to work our way out of it. Show me you've got what it takes, guys.
Here's George. Steven Adams making his last shot.
PG showing that's a signature dunk from him.
Thunder trailing by 14. Paul kicks to Adams. Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander, defended by George. 6 on the shot clock. Ferguson drilled from 11 feet out.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Now here's Zubac. Pass to Leonard. Clippers moving the ball around. Leonard on the wing. Another one falls for the Clippers.
Pretty easy right now. Clear out, give them some space, let them get to work.
Paul outside. He lobs it up. Nice catch and finish on the alley-oop.
Gallinari at that size can do a little bit of everything, and I like to see him dishing the rock.
Los Angeles leading by 12. Outside Leonard. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Adams has got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. That's good from Gallinari on the assist by Paul. Paul's got 3 assists now in this one. One item that stood out, their ball movement.
Things are definitely clicking, and more importantly, it makes it really hard to defend.
Now, here's George. Back to Harkless. Just 5 to shoot. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. And the Clippers lead by 12. Now, Gilgeous-Alexander. Looking to get back on track here. He takes it up and lays it in.
Gilgeous-Alexander becoming more and more comfortable where he can score on the floor.
Clippers leading by 10. Now, here's George. Lets it go from deep. The Thunder pull it in. And here is Paul. And it's sent back by George.
Not many guys have the two-way ability of a Paul George. Just as dangerous defensively as he can be offensively.
To the wing right side. Zubac with it. Pass to George. From deep three-point range, drops in the tray. George has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well, the poise right there from Paul George, that's just a veteran that has no panic in his game.
1:12 left here in the fourth quarter. Paul dishes to Gallinari. Shoots over Zubac. A second chance effort. But they'll get another chance.
You could classify Adams' postgame as raw, but the energy and aggression he plays with almost every game, that's where he hangs his hat.
Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for the Clippers.
And guys, the fast break was run, I thought, beautifully all night by these guys. I think that was a big part of their success.
Yeah, they definitely ran the break well. A big advantage in that category, and they continually put pressure on the defense.
And so looking at their number, this will be win number 22 on the year. And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Leonard.
Yeah, it felt like there was more than one of him out there tonight. He was involved on every possession, and he made his presence felt in so many ways.
Guys, let's just go ahead and call this one. It's over.
Do you want to keep expending energy, or do you want to start thinking about the next one?
Paul outside. Over Harkless. Adams, the pass to Gallinari. So the Clippers winning this one easily. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. With Lou Williams, you made some big shots to get the win tonight.